Glory be to God in the evening and at daybreak, and praise is his in the heavens and earth, at nightfall, and when the day begins to decline. It is he who brings forth the living from the dead, and brings forth the dead from the living, and gives life to the earth after its death. Thus, too, will you be brought forth. Now the most important result, substance, and reason for the creation of the cosmos is none other than life. And life, that exalted verity, can in no way be restricted to this transient, brief, defective, and painful worldly life. Rather, the purpose and result of the tree of life, the splendor of which can be deduced from its 29 properties, the fruit of that tree worthy of its splendor, is the eternal life of the hereafter. It is life in the eternal realm, where even stones, trees, and the soil will be endowed with life. Otherwise, it will follow that the tree of life, so plentifully decked out with significant instruments, yields no fruit, benefit, or truth for animate beings, especially man, and man, who in his substance and faculties is 20 times superior to the sparrow, and is indeed the most important and elevated of all creation, will fall to a degree 20 times lower than that of the sparrow. With respect to the felicity of his life, he will be the most unfortunate and humiliated of wretches. Similarly, intelligence, the most precious of gifts for man, will wound his heart through constant reflection of the pains of the past and the fears of the future. It will mix 9 pains with every pleasure, and thus become a disaster to man. Now this is false to the 100th degree. The life of this world thus proves decisively the pillar of faith that is belief in the hereafter, and displays to our eyes every spring more than 300,000 specimens of resurrection. Is it at all possible that an all-powerful agent who promptly supplies and provides with wisdom, solicitude, and mercy all the instruments and tools needed for your life, in your body, your garden, and your homeland, who hears and answers the private and particular prayer made for sustenance by your stomach, for the sake of its life and survival, who shows his acceptance of that prayer by means of numerous delicious foods, is it at all possible that such a being should not be aware of you or hear you, that he should not provide you with the means of life eternal, the greatest purpose of the human species? Is it possible that he should not accept the greatest, most significant, most worthy, and most universal prayer for eternity of the human species by establishing eternal life and creating paradise? Is it possible that he should not heed the universal and insistent prayer of the human species, the most important creature in the cosmos, the monarch of the earth, a prayer that resounds throughout heaven and earth, and not pay it the same attention, or grant it the same gratification as a little stomach? Is it possible that he should thus cause his perfect wisdom and infinite mercy to be denied? No, 100,000 times no. Again, is it at all possible that he should hear the most secret voice of the most minute of beings, remedy its pain and succor its plaint, that he should nourish it with the utmost care and consideration, and cause creatures greater than itself to serve it? Is it at all possible that he should do all of this, and not hear the thunderous cry of life, the greatest, most precious, most eternal, and most delicate form of life? That he should pay no heed to its powerful prayer and supplications for eternity? It would be like equipping a single soldier with the utmost care and totally ignoring a vast and obedient army, like seeing a speck and overlooking the sun, like hearing the buzz of a fly and not hearing the roar of the thunder. No, 100,000 times no. Again, can the intelligence at all accept that an all-powerful and all-wise being, whose mercy, love, and solicitude are infinite, who loves his own artistry, who causes himself to be loved, and who greatly loves those that love him, can it accept that such a being would annihilate through permanent death a life that loves him greatly, that is itself lovable, and that instinctively worships its maker, and the essence and jewel of that life, the spirit? That he would offend and insult his lover and beloved for all eternity? That he would injure his feelings and deny himself, and cause others to deny the mystery of his mercy and the light of his love? No, 100,000 times no. An absolute beauty that adorns creation with its manifestation, and the absolute mercy that makes all creatures rejoice, are without doubt exempt and purified from such infinite ugliness, such utter abomination and pitilessness. The result, then, is that, considering the existence of life, those men who understand the purpose of life and who do not misuse their lives will become manifestations of eternal life in the realm of eternity and eternal paradise. In this we believe. So too, the shining of brilliant objects found on the earth through the reflection of sunlight, the brief glinting on the surface of the ocean of little bubbles through flashes of light, and the coming in their place of further bubbles that, like them, hold up a mirror to a whole series of imaginary suns, this demonstrates tangibly that those flashes are the reflectory manifestation of the one supreme sun. With their manifold tongues, they make mention of that one sun, and they point toward it with their luminous fingers. So too, the fashion in which, through the supreme manifestation of the name Giver of Life, of the living and self-subsistent being, all the animate beings on the face of the earth and in the depths of the sea shine through God's power and then disappear behind the veil of the unseen, saying, O eternally living one, in order to make room for those that follow them. This represents a series of testimonies to and indications of the life and necessary existence of the living and self-subsistent being. Similarly, all the proofs that bear witness to the divine knowledge, the traces of which are visible in the ordering of all beings, all the evidences that establish the existence of a power working its will throughout creation, all the arguments that point to a volition and purposefulness dominating the ordering and administering of the cosmos, all the signs and miracles that attest the messengerhood of the prophets, the means of dominical speech and divine revelation, and the indications bearing witness to the 7 attributes of divinity, all of them point to, testify to, and indicate unanimously the life of the living and self-subsistent being. For if the faculty of vision is present in a thing, there must also be life. If there is hearing, this too is a sign of life. If there is speech, this also points to the existence of life. Similarly, attributes the existence of which is proven and self-evident by virtue of their traces throughout the cosmos, attributes such as absolute power, all-embracing will, and comprehensive knowledge, bear witness with all of their proofs to the life and necessary existence of the living and self-subsistent being. They attest his everlasting life, one shadow of which is enough to illumine the whole of the cosmos, and one manifestation of which suffices to give life to the hereafter, together with all of its particles.